Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Realms of Discovery, our brand new Planet Coaster 2 series, and welcome. I'm really glad you are all here, and as you guys saw in the cinematics right before our real-time part, it has changed a lot. So this whole entrance area here is brand new, as I told you in the last episode that we will focus on the whole entrance area today, and this is exactly what we're doing for today. So you guys are seeing on the screen right now our brand new Realms of Discovery entrance, and you can also get a vibe of what I wanted to do. So it's basically pretty heavily inspired of Epic Universe, as always in these Realms of Discovery videos. And in case you guys enjoy this video, make sure to give this video a like and smash the like button down below. Write a comment with your tips and suggestions, what you guys want to see in the next few episodes. And in case you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you want to get some exclusive perks and membership stuff, make sure to join the Haukeland members, and thank you so much to our first member who already joined my memberships. In case you want to do that, and in case you want to support me a little bit extra, make sure to click the membership button down below. I would really appreciate that. So, welcome guys, we are totally back here at Realms of Discovery, and we are going to have a look on what I built in the last few weeks and days. And as you guys can see, this entrance is pretty impressive actually. So this area right here is pretty much unchanged. I changed some smaller things like this here, put down some vegetation and stuff, and just completed all of the area here. Also put in some Pepsi vending machines and stuff, so nothing much has changed, but a little bit has changed. And if you guys know it, you will find all the workshop links and workshop codes in the description down below, so make sure to credit these creators. And in case I forget something, just let me know, because I really want to credit all of the creators. You guys are doing a great job, and you're really helping me keeping my building time a little bit lower than I would need to if we wouldn't have any workshop creations. So this year, as you can see, is the big entrance building, and I really wanted to build something similar to Epic Universe. I also for a moment thought about just copying the Epic Universe building, but then I just decided that it would be way cooler if we were doing something different without leaving the whole Epic Universe inspiration too much. So you guys can see the fences especially are basically Epic Universe inspired here. But we have a completely different entrance portal there. You can also see something moving inside, but we will look at that later on. For now, let's just focus on these little, well, security check-in areas here, security entrances. You guys can see that I built some smaller fences there. I'm actually pretty happy with them, even though they're super basic. Also put some smaller wheels down there, just to make it realistic, just so that our, well, employees could open them correctly. And you guys can see I used Jan's security scanner as well. Make sure to download them if you need some awesome security scanners as well. Also fence this whole area here off, so no intruders will come in. Also right here, which could be opened as a little exit area maybe. And I also closed off some security booths there, maybe just for realism. Maybe it's not the busiest day and we just need these two here, or four actually, or maybe they were broken or something like that. I think it's just nice to have these little details here, with these being closed and then another one being open down there. So in the middle we have a pretty awesome fence and a pretty awesome gate here, which is also inspired of Epic Universe. Epic Universe has this gate in front of the entrance and then has the security buildings on the left and on the right side. These security buildings also are basically a kind of copy of them in Epic Universe, just a little bit smaller actually. Also had some fun with some pathing there, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And we also have some great foliage, some trees, palm trees. Also use these new palms here as well that I use throughout the whole parking lot. We also have some outdoor speakers playing music for our guests, welcoming them into Realms of Discovery. You guys can also see that I didn't build a logo for the park yet. Maybe we will do that in the future. I'm not super good at building these pretty small items and stuff, but I would really love to have a cool logo here for the entrance area, because right now it's actually a little bit empty. And I mean, our guests would probably know which park they're entering, but a logo really adds a lot to the whole entrances. The one at Epic Universe isn't too big, but I think it works just fine. Maybe we'll go for something smaller, but I think a logo would work pretty well. Maybe you guys will let me know in the comments down below what you think of adding a logo through this whole area here. So our guests can enter the park here. We will have a small exit down there, which is probably a little bit too small, because we only have 4 turnstiles there. Maybe we would probably also need to add some more on the left side. But I think for now it just works. Just to make sure that our guests from outside that have not checked in yet into the park cannot enter the park without going through security. Maybe even an employee would stand here watching over our guests, so no one will jump over them. So our normal entrance will be here, or on the left side. So we will just enter the park from here. I also built these kinda cool X-ray scanners there for baggage and bags and stuff that we have. We also have some trays where you can put all your electronic devices or metallic devices in there. So I think they turn out pretty cool. I like them a lot. And we can walk through the security here. You can also see that I fenced off everything, so just to make sure our guests will not switch the security scanners here, which really brings some more order into the chaos when the park opens right in the morning. So we can go through Jan's security scanners here, get our stuff again, and then just put them inside there. And I also use these funny little photos just to make sure that our employees can scan the bags that go through there. I'm not really happy with them because it's obviously a big bag that you would not bring into the park. But I didn't found any more stuff. So I think they work fine for now. Also use the office chairs that I'm using in pretty much every episode there. And you guys can already see that our guests are walking around with some bags, and I've built a souvenir shop, which was actually pretty funny because building a souvenir shop here was one of my first ideas that I wanted to do for this park, because I really was inspired of the big souvenir shop that is near the entrance area at Epic Universe. This souvenir shop here is not as big, but it's actually big enough to that I can put enough shelves in for the security shops, and it's actually pretty big. It was a lot of work as well, and I'm actually pretty happy with the turnout. Maybe it's just a little bit too empty inside, but you guys will see. Also made this little dome on the top there. I'm pretty happy with this one as well. So I think the whole look of the souvenir shop turned out pretty cool. Also, my first idea was where the palm tree is right now, was to build a YouTube channel membership memorial, but I found a better spot. You will not see it in this episode, but next episode there will be a show off of the membership memorial as well. So make sure to become a HalfJohnny member to get featured on our memorial, but you guys will see it in the next episode. I decided to just put it into the park because I felt like this area here is a little bit way too off, and I think the second part will work way better, but you guys will see. I'll stop talking about this and about future episodes. So before we are entering our souvenir shop, we will enter our first restrooms, and I think I turned out, or the restrooms turned out pretty well, pretty decent. You guys know, if you watch my later episodes or my previous episodes, that I'm not the best at building these restrooms, but I really wanted to make sure to build a kind of realistic restroom for now. I think it worked out quite well. It's actually way too small. And I know that, but for my first kind of realistic restroom, it works out just fine. So we have women on the left side and men on the right side, and we can enter this one here as well. And you guys can see the lighting is pretty awesome in there. So we have some, well, yeah, you can wash your hands here, and I also had a little idea of building these. I think they're from Dyson or something like that. These little things where water comes out and you can, well, dry your hands at the same time. Also build some pretty basic bins inside here. Wanted to build something that looks like a mirror, which is not working too good for now in Planet Coaster 2, but I think you guys get what I wanted to do there. And if we go back there, we will have our toilets, and also making use of Jan's toilet kit here again. And I think that turned out pretty cool. I know we only have 2 toilets there, which would be not enough for the entrance toilet, but I think it looks cool, and you get the effect that I wanted to do here, and I think it works out pretty well. We also have a small, well, I don't know what it is back there. Maybe a little building or a little room for our cleaning stuff. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with my first restrooms, and we will definitely focus on some themed restrooms in this whole series, because I really want to go, as I said in the first episode, I really want to go for realism in the whole Realms of Discovery series. So we have some sliding doors here in the souvenir shop. We will continue with the souvenir shop. We have 3 sliding doors where you can go in, and we will go into here, and there really Planet Coaster 2 shines. Look at the lighting inside there. I tried to build these cool roof lights there using the neon parts, and I think that turned out pretty cool. I mean, look at the lighting on our roof inside there. That is absolutely amazing, I think. It really looks pretty realistic there. And we have the amazing souvenir shops from Planet Coaster 2 inside here, selling some t-shirts and some hats and plushies and all that stuff. And I am actually really happy with the whole outcome of this souvenir shop. We also have some postcards, some drinks, and well, while this souvenir shop is pretty empty, I'm still happy with it, because it was my first build of a souvenir shop when the update came out. It was probably directly the first thing that I did when the souvenir shop update came out, and I think it turned out pretty cool for my first souvenir shop. These shelves here are sadly empty, because I cannot add any more shelves to the shops that I have, because you are actually limited to, I think, was 30 shelves or something like that. We have a cool tree and these sterily roofs here, which is a nice piece that came back from Planet Coaster 1. I also like the tree here. That looks really, actually pretty celestial, if we were talking about Epic Universe, and some more shelves and all of that stuff, where you can buy all of these things. So the whole update that they did with the souvenir shop really adds a lot to the game, and I'm actually really happy with the whole turnout of this first little souvenir shop build there. And in case you guys, by the way, want to check out all of the progress I did in Planet Coaster 2 and in Realms of Discovery, make sure to check out the workshop code for Realms of Discovery as well, because you guys can download this park and walk through it by yourself. It really helps getting some ideas for future builds and stuff, so make sure to check that out. So we have a second building that you saw in the cinematics, which is the guest services building here. And I really like this pattern, by the way, which is pretty cool, I think. And this whole building is pretty interesting because it has a kind of unusual shape, but I really like using these brick pieces for this park. So you can enter the guest services building here, which I'm not super sure with the interior, but I think it works, especially here is pretty cool. We have split this building into two parts. So we have this building, which is basically still outside the park, and we have the guest services building that is inside the park, because you can probably walk into this area, buy some souvenirs and get some guest services, even if you have no park ticket. So it was really important to fence all of the area off, that our guests cannot walk into the park without paying for the tickets, obviously. That's a pretty important thing. And that's why we have pretty much two guest services there in the park. So this, coming through the entrance, this is our final entrance building for the park. And I'm actually really happy with these bright beige bricks. That works pretty well. Actually, that idea was pretty spontaneous with building this kind of observatory or something like that, and I think I'm really happy with the whole entrance building there. It looks impressive. I think it's not as impressive as the Epic Universe entrance, and not as special as the Epic Universe entrance building, but I think it works really well, and it's just pretty harmonized into this park, and it just fits. Also, we have a pretty catchy line there, which is obviously also inspired of the Epic Universe line. But I'm really happy with this one here, which is, beyond this arch, the stars align to guide your path through realms divine. And I think that's perfectly describing the whole thing I'm going for this park, and it's obviously also really inspired of Epic Universe. Which is, I think, beyond this gate, find gardens green or something like that. I don't remember the second part, but that really works pretty well. And we have a cool special feature, if you look at that, because we have some fireworks there. And we have a small basic park opening ceremony, if you want to call it like that, with some fireworks, which could be activated when the park opens at 9 AM maybe, and our guests are standing here, and we'll just see the park opening. So inside here we have some basic turnstiles. I think they're also from Jan, but you will find it in the workshop down below. And we have a pretty cool orrery there. I mean, I did not invest too much time into it, and you guys can probably see it, but I'm also as well pretty happy with it, and I didn't want to waste a lot of time with building this entrance, because it also already was pretty much work, and I'm really happy with this basic orrery that I did here, and that was the idea for the whole building. We also have some stars on the roof and some fire, which looks pretty cool from here actually, or even from here. I think that is really an eye-catcher with the fire inside this building. We also have some handicap access to the park here, to make sure that not all guests need to use the turnstiles, but we also have the basic turnstiles there throughout the whole park and entrance. So we can just go into the park, and this right here will be the area that we are focusing on in the next episode. We will also build our first coaster, which will be around here. You guys can be pretty excited about our first coaster, because I'm doing something that I never did before, even off camera, so that will be pretty interesting. And this will be the spot where our membership memorial is, or it will be. And on this side of the building we also have guest services, just to make sure that our guests inside the park also have access to the guest services there. Also fenced off here, and yeah, that was basically it for this episode. As I said earlier, or as I said in episode 1, this episode 2 will be about the entrance, so there's pretty much not any more that you guys will be able to check out here. But if you look at that especially, you guys can see that it's already huge. It's really a big park and a big parking lot, and it's a lot of infrastructure, and I'm really excited to go into theming, into building rides and coasters, because that's what the game is about actually. And I can't wait to show you what I will be building in the next episodes, in the next episode especially, because the next episode will be pretty big. We will build a restaurant and our first coaster, so I'm really excited to show you all of that stuff in the next video. So I hope you guys liked this, and in case you did, make sure, as I said it earlier, make sure to smash the like button down below, make sure to leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe to never miss any new updates and episodes on Realms of Discovery. Make sure to credit the workshop creators down in the description below. Make sure to download all of the items and rate them especially. So thank you very much for watching today, and until next time.